Okay, so this is live. Um, Nervous. My first time doing a YouTube live. I see where there's one person online, but I think I might wait to get a few more viewers. Let's see. So there's two persons online now. Comment in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so you guys can hear me. So, welcome Sam Fam to my first YouTube live. I'm still nervous sitting and talking in front of a camera. That's really not easy to do. But, your girl is out here trying. And hopefully, with time, I'll get better. So, yeah, so today I wanted to discuss about like tips for young professionals who, just finished university and they are transitioning to the world of work because last year I was in a similar position. So I thought it would be nice of me to share what worked for me, what was my experience like, and tips that I can give you guys to navigate this labor market in such a challenging time. But before we get into this, let me just do some little housekeeping matters. Um, so you guys probably know I haven't been doing videos as consistently as I was doing in the past. Not because I don't want to, but because I'm a little bit busy with life and other personal stuff that I'm currently working on. But as soon as I get that out the way, I'll definitely be posting more regularly. So yeah, hi. My birthday is soon. My birthday is October 30th, and I might do a video for my birthday. No promises as yet, but hopefully I get to do the video. So I'll post that for my birthday. But after that, I'll be posting videos probably the end of November going into December. But all of November, I'll be MIA, missing in action. But if you guys want to get me a gift for my birthday, I will put a link to my wish list in the description below, so you guys can definitely check that out. I have an Amazon wish list, so if you guys want to get me a gift, then you can do that. Yeah, or if you want to send me money, you can email me. You can check out the description for my email. You can email me and I can just send you the details. But if you guys want to get me a gift, the wish list for birthday and also for Christmas is in the description. So I'll leave that up for a while, I guess until Christmas. So yeah. So you guys can definitely check that out. So um I made a list of things that I wanted to talk about, and I guess I'll start. I mean, there's not much more persons here as yet. I don't know if anybody else will join, but I mean, if they're not here right now, the video will still be up. So, um, I guess it doesn't make sense to delay because I don't know how many persons will actually join this live. But let me try to see if I can confirm anybody else will join. Posted it on my YouTube. I mean, on my Instagram, Twitter. So yeah. Uh, mhm. So yeah, I actually have 5 people on this now. So well, four, fluctuating, but I'm kind of grateful for all those persons who are joining the live. I have 5 people, so I give thanks because I never did have to come. But if you guys are here, you can send the link to a friend, post it on your status, post it on your social media so if other persons want to join, they can join and they can benefit from it. Or if they are not able to join now, when this is finished, you guys can send them the link. But if you guys have any question about what I'm going to discuss with you, tips for young professionals transitioning into the labor market, you can definitely put it in the live chat so that I can answer it. Yeah, yeah. So I guess I'll start now. I'll share what my experience was like, and then I'll give you guys tips. And then if anybody has any questions, then I'll answer those. So yeah. But wait, let me go on a little story. I say, girl, well, wow, the YouTube live, and I did not know if you're not, I guess monetized or probably have 1,000 subscribers, you cannot use your mobile phone to do the live. So I was actually planning to use my phone, but then when I tried to do that, it wasn't working out. So then I had to use my laptop. So I'm currently using a laptop to do the live stream. I mean, laptop cameras are not the best, but since I had already put that out that I'm going to do the live, and it was close to the time that I realized I can't use my phone, I said, all right, I'll just do it. So next time I can know. But this means that I must tell the people them to subscribe to my channel so that I can reach the 1,000 mark or whatever amount they need for you to do live on your phone to get there. So yes, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like this video, share it with your friends, and comment. Drop a comment below. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the meat of the matter. So yeah, last year, I finished university last year. I was attending the University of the West Indies. Hi, Ariel, my number one supporter. I see you. Yes. So yeah, last year I was attending the university. Well, not last year. I started university in 2017, and I completed my study last year in 2020. Last year that's when Corona started, and we had the pandemic and all of this foolishness that go on. So everything got pushed back. School finished in, I think it was July thereabout. School finish, but before school finish, I was actually always seeking out opportunities, to say how, because I know naturally when you go school, you go high school, then you go university, then the next thing them say, get a job. So of course that was what I was going to do, get a job. So, pandemic start and what all sort of things, and I say, Lord God, it's always challenging to get a job in, job hunting is never easy. And then, I asked pick up yourself. Job hunting is never easy, but doing it in a pandemic made it so much more difficult. And then when I thought about it, I was saying that I actually started job hunting before all of this, because while I was at UA, I think I said this in a video before, but while I was at UA, there's a company by the name of Goldman Sachs. They came to Jamaica, and this is a big firm in the US. And send me like nice things, and me one nice job when me done. So then I come to Jamaica. This was the perfect opportunity for me. So I actually went to the event that they were having, and talking to people and say how I could land a job there and stuff. And then say I went on their website and I see where there are opportunities that were posted, and I said, okay, I'm going to apply. And while I was there, I asked them tips for resume and stuff. And then I applied, and lo and behold, girl get shortlisted for the job interview with them. And me I say, I never expected this. I really never expected it. And me I say, me get an interview with such a big company, of course me feel good in myself. And it was like different rounds. So they had what they call a higher view interview, and then you would move on to a next round, and then I guess a next round. Anyways, me just to get shortlisted for the interview, but me did feel good. So me I say, I from long time before, no, before school finished, me I look a job. And then school finished now, I'm in a this predicament. COVID make it worse. So as I said, I finished school in July, and then I finished school, of course, naturally I want to work. So I started applying for jobs, and I started reaching out to people that I knew and stuff. But it just I feel like it never did a work out. But things did eventually work out because so I was reaching out to people that I worked with before I started university or while I was interning, and I'm like, oh, see, I finished school now, I'm looking for a job. If you hear of any opportunities, you can tell me about it. Or I was always searching online for jobs, and I tell people, if you buy the cleaner, send me so I can apply and stuff. But school finished early July, and almost to the end of July, I still never get none yet. I mean, I said, Lord God, it's like, did the university did make sense, or I don't know if it didn't make sense, and all of these things. But anyways, one day I was on my way to Ochi, and I got a call, and it was from somebody who had worked with in the past that sent her my resume, and she's like, oh, Samoya, we still don't have any vacancy to fit what you're looking for, but we have this project that we're working on, and we just wanted to know if you'd like to join to assist on the project. And she's like, it's not a full-time role, it's like an internship, but if you're still interested, then you can do it. And I say, I now work, I now do nothing else, so why not take up this opportunity? It's a stepping stone to get to where I want to go. So I decided to take up the opportunity, and then I started working. I think the following Monday, I think she called on the Thursday, and then I started the Monday. So I was doing that for a while, and while I was there, I was still seeking out opportunity because it was an internship and I finished school, so obviously I want a full-time job. So I was still applying, and I got a few interviews from some top companies. And even while I was there, like I still respect those people and I respect that company so much. While I was there, I was still able to do interviews for other companies at the same workplace, like literally on them building and stuff. Yeah. But until eventually one day may I apply and me do the interview, but them still never did really a work out. And I say, I don't know what to do. I just like, want to do that internship right until something turn around. Then one day, a friend sent me a job post, and he was saying, "Oh, Samoya, I know that this is not really up your alley, but you can have a look at it." So I look at it, and as a trying person, I say, "All right, I'm gonna apply, even though this is not what I want to do." Or I say I'm going to still send them my resume, which I did. And then I not even did remember, but I guess a week or so later they reached out to me, and they're like, "Oh, we want to meet with you and stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, this looks like a good look." And I said, "All right, make a meet with them." But then when they just started some red flags, like them just said that rush me for the everything. I mean, I say this is new. I'm working. It can't just rush me into everything. So like them just want it fast. Like them would have called me today and them want me to start a job tomorrow. I mean, I say I'm working, even though it's an internship. They have to respect that I have to give the other employer time to leave and all of these things. But you see, with that job, is like them they just want somebody to fill the post, and me did send on my resume, so them just say, all right, we're gonna take she. Like they met with me, but it's not like say, okay, we have other candidates that we're interviewing, and it's going to be between me and them. Then they just want to meet with me for see me and say, all right, when you can start and whatever. Anyways, I met with them and they thought I was okay and they wanted me to start. And I said, all right, this looks like a good look. I never said anything to my other employer because I never got an offer as yet. So I was waiting on an offer which they sent, and then I said, all right, this not look too bad. Can work with this. And girl said, all right, I'm gonna take the job and leave the internship since this is something more full time. And I guess even though it's not in my field, I would get more experience. So then I said, I give my other employer 2 weeks. Then I said, no, that's too long. 'Cause we need somebody to fill the role now and this and that. And I said, all right, it's an internship and them people are nice. I can't tell them, say, I will just give them 1 week notice, which they were okay with, and I did. And then I start the other job now. And Lord Jesus, coming at my worst nightmare ever. It's like the first week I start the job, I didn't want to leave. I start cry every single thing I start do. And my mother was like, girl, you need to tell them say I resign with immediate effect. Don't go back. Me tell them say first week and them start stressing me out already, my new them want me stay back late already, and I say but I think we can do this. And then we just tell you go and tough it out and tough it out and tough it out. And as I said, this was not something that was in my field. I was just doing it because of doing it sake. Okay? I never did like it, but me just did a try. Girl just a try as girl always do. Anyways, me still let her do the job. And you know what my mother had said to me too, that sometimes desperation allows us to do certain things or accept certain things. And I felt like that's what was happening to me because I finished school and I wanted a job, and me just decided to say, okay, because this opportunity came up, I'm going to run with it, right? But yeah, I stand red flag, me ignore all of the red flag them, and me just I say, I'm gonna go and do that job here. Anyways, me still tough it out, tough it out, tough it out. That was like November last year when I started. I mean, I tough it out, and I still apply for job. I still doing interviews, and I still doing what I supposed to do. And I'm still not doing door turn, but girls still there. I trust job, trust God. And then in February, I think they had like a meeting, and then I had to stay back late and work this job overnight. So me go work 8 o'clock or 8:30 the day, and I never come back home until 5 o'clock the next day. So I was there for the entire time, and they never wanted to pay me for overtime or anything. I mean, in the interview or in the meeting that I did with them, they did explain that there is sometimes that we might have to work extra hours and stuff, and that's natural for any job. But like me, I say, me, I go work overnight and only not even want to give me food or anything. But anyways, it's what it come with the job, and me did accept it, so me just do the overnight and me did like that was an experience. Me not even want to talk about it. Me did cry every single thing we did do. I said, God, can't do this again. Because they had more meetings coming up, and I said, when I think me can't do this again. And you know what? I stuck it out, stuck it out, stuck it out, and that was in February. And then I think in April, like some things would have gone, and me I say, I don't think me can't do this no more. I say, I go resign, which I did. I left that job because it did affect me mentally, and I wasn't at peace. I wasn't happy. I was crying a lot, and I said, this is not normal for somebody to be going to work and crying every single time. Like, that not normal. Like, even if you know you might have a little challenge or whatever, but if you go work and I cry, then I think that did normal. So overnight and no yeah, them no want like red flag again, red flag, them don't want pay me because me I don't know. Them did have a money issue, but like them should have I don't know. And like if I never ask for food, it's like mother did the entire night and they would feed me. Now you tell me not getting an extra pay, me and nothing. And you not even want feed me, you want me dead for hungry? Like all them did expect me. If you use my own money buy food for stay and do your work. Okay. Anyways, time come and I couldn't do it no more. So I'm say, you know what? Resign. Like at this point, me just say, God, you in total control because girl cannot do this alone. I mean, I say I never got any other offer. I was doing interviews and it coming like things never did I work out either. Like I felt like I did so much interviews with so much top companies that I guess people would want to work with. But it's like no door never did I turn. I mean, I said God, I'm never do. But anyways, I resigned because I couldn't do it no more. So I resigned. I never had an next offer, but I just decided to resign and come home and apply for more jobs and work for myself until something else come because say me I think me could have managed no more. So I came home and I resigned in April. And I'm just a relax and apply for jobs and do other things that I wanted to do. I think that it was around the same time that I also started this YouTube channel. So I said, all right, me always I say I'm gonna start a YouTube and I never had the time. I was home now, so I said, all right, I'll just take the leap of faith and try out this YouTube thing. So I started doing that and then, I see people talking and talking about in the comments. But yeah, I step out and I say, God, you alone me I trust. So that was in April and I think it was probably like the end of April or early May that I got an offer for a job that I'd done an interview for a while. I remember it so clear. Like I was home and I say, all right, I'm home now, I can go walk in the morning. So I went to the park to walk and I was walking and I was saying, God, when they're home now and it's not have no job and things just look like it not work out. And I say, my mother is not really in a position to help right now. And I say, all right, I still have things to do with money, still have to contribute to bills, still have to do this, still have to do that. And I say, how it have to work out? And I say, God, just I want to trust you, but make something work out for me. grateful. I came home and I was making a shake, and I think at the same time I got a call to say, "Oh, someone got the job and whatever." And I say, "This must be God because." Me just talked to you a while ago while I was at the park, and as I reach home, I get the phone call to say I get a different job. So I was so grateful because this job is more in line with what I did in school, which is actuarial science, and this is more in line with my studies, and I felt like this is something else that I could work with for now. So I said, all right, going to accept this offer because I realized I was like, but in the two because at the same time I remember when I did that interview I had another interview that I was doing and like I say, all right, which one would you choose? Which one would you choose? Like you never did I get no offer and then now you come and you have the two of them plaguing you at the same time and you say which one we must work with. But I said the next one never work out and I said, okay, this is the job that God wanted for me. So I accepted that offer and I'm still in that job right now, which I'm very grateful for because I'm learning so much and I feel like I'm growing and I get to do different tasks and not do the same monotonous thing which it made me bored to at the previous job. I almost call him name, but anyways, yeah. I'm so grateful now, but I wanted to do this live to probably encourage somebody because I know I still have schoolmates or classmates that left school last year with me and it's like, just in a door turn, it's like you just a try and not work out. But don't worry, your season is coming. Just keep trying. Like that's one thing I always tell myself. Don't give up. Just always try. It might not work out how you want it or when you want it, but it will definitely work out. It's all a part of your story, and one day you can share like, oh, I'm sharing now. So yeah, I don't know if anybody have any question, but if you don't have question, you can type them in the chat, and I'll definitely answer those. But yeah, that was my story, leaving college and trying to get a job. But at least as a preach Apostle Cochrane. But yeah, that was my story. Yours might not be the same because my friend, me go call him out, Aston, up on the live. Yes, Aston did finish school and I remember when Aston was sharing with me too, and he was like, "Oh, I just started calling companies that I wanted to work with, and I just called them, asked for the email, and I sent my resume." And I remember Aston did land two what you call that now? Two interviews with two companies he actually wanted to work for. And at this point him have the choice to choose between which one him did want to go to. And him started him job in September, I think, or July last year. I think the first part, July to like September, he was doing internship and then in September they made him full time. So the same thing not gonna work for all of us. Some people are gonna land them job same time, but you might not land here in same time. But that don't mean say your time not coming. Okay, so just keep applying, keep searching for opportunities because even though we are in a pandemic, there are still so many opportunities out there that you guys can tap into. So yeah, I have a little list. So again, I can start by talking about I guess the job hunting, what you can do to land a job. So first I would say it's like you're going to finish school. Well, you know, finish school already because now it's October. Most persons are already finished, so I guess persons are in the job hunting phase. So I guess your resumes and stuff should be in order. So, but there are different ways to like land a job. Like I was saying to you, networking is one of them. Like that's what I did for my internship. I literally reached out to the person that I worked with in the past and I said, I'm finished, I'm going to share my resume with you. If you have any opportunities, you can let me know about it. And that's what I did because I interned with them before I started UE. So I said, I finished now. Probably them have a little opportunity or job you can get. So first, you can network with people. Like, I think I did this and I'm like, okay, I talk to a lot of people, I get to know people, and why me can't get a job? Like, why me can't get a job? And what I realize about this process is that you want to do it, so you have to put out the extra work. People will assist you, but they're not going to go above and beyond for you if you want it. So you have to do the work. So yeah, I did reach out to people. I shared my resume with people, and I felt as though okay, some persons are in a position where they can help, but they weren't putting out as much work as I thought they would. But me, I say I know them want the job, and me want the job, so me have to do what I have to do, right? So yes, I send them. They might say, "Oh, if I see anything, I'll share with you, or I'll send it to HR." You know, but me just feel like say, okay. Oh, them say links work in a Jamaica. Me I say, all right, you know me. You know, say Samoya is a good girl. Samoya work hard. Samoya do this. You send my resume. You know, say, man, look out for the resume. You know, say I'm a little friend. I'm a little my friend, my friend daughter, or I'm a little church sister or somebody. Put a little something. You know. I don't know what them do, but I just feel like I need it on people and people who are in a position to help. And I just not think me did I get that type of help that I expected. But nonetheless, me say me want the job, me have to do the work. So that's what I was doing. I was doing the work. I was still reaching out to people. I was applying. I was whatever. And by the way, my job that I have now, praise God. So, me, the go on Caribbean job, or not even remember when we did the Caribbean job, I send my resume to the company for the job post and apply. Because I know some people stay too, they might help you and them say, oh, if I never me, you would do the right here. So, or if I never me, you would do reach where they are, all of them something here. But, anyways, that's beside the point. But still, I feel like networking with people can help you to land the opportunity because right now people still send me job posts and I have friends who are still seeking jobs or people that I know and as if I see a job and I say okay this might work for them or if I go somewhere and I see a job post I'll still share it with them because I say all right I know that you're looking for a job so probably you can apply for this or whatever so I can share it so connecting with people and I guess letting them know that you're looking for a job these are the roles that you're interested in probably when they come across something they can share it with you so that's one way um yeah, send it to people that you have worked with in the past and also linkedin is a very good tool like if you're here and you're a young professional or a recent graduate definitely use linkedin a lot of companies advertise jobs there as well so that's another method that you can use and you can also network on linkedin so if you know so you want to work out let's say digital Look up on LinkedIn, you can type in Digital Jamaica and you can see persons who work there and I guess you can ask them for, probably ask them, I'm looking for such a role, what do I need to bring to the table or how can I land a job at Digital or whatever. And like let me just say this again to like for my current role, I remember when I got shortlisted for the interview, I knew somebody who was in the same post and they worked at the company and I knew her for a while. And I said, all right, I get shortlisted. We know that girl there. I can ask her what to expect in the interview, and then she was providing me with tips and stuff to look out for, and I'm like, I'm grateful for she because she told me what to like expect, and I guess she had the experience of what an interview with that company would be like. So definitely, if you get shortlisted for an interview, you can reach out to people who work in this firm or whatever to ask them what to expect, and like tips and stuff that you can get to prepare for your interview. But yeah, LinkedIn is definitely a good tool to use and I see somebody saying that they got their job through Twitter. Yes, meet up on Twitter and I always see people post jobs over there too. So use social media for your good. Like literally. I was about to get to that because I was saying another way you can find job opportunity is by following the companies on social media and also checking their website. Because not a lot of company advertise on their website. I know a few companies like Digicel, Grace, VM, and those companies they use their website to advertise their jobs, and I guess they'll also post on social media. So people can say social media can waste your time, but personally, I found there's so many opportunities on social media. So follow the companies that you want to do, keep up with them, see what they're doing, and also check their website for job opportunities And next place that I used to get jobs is Caribbean jobs. So you can get jobs anywhere in the Caribbean. Them have roles. A lot of company use them to advertise. And don't forget the Gleaner, the traditional mean. You can use the Gleaner to search for jobs, and definitely. So I think the Sunday Gleaner and also the Classified, you can find job advertisement there. And as I say, just always talk to people because you might never know who might know somebody who might be looking for this role. Remember the toxic job is somebody when we know just send it to me. I mean they already told me it wasn't up my alley, but they did share it with me nevertheless. If I wanted to take up the opportunity, then if I don't, then so those are some ways that I say you can search for jobs in Jamaica. I know for jobs overseas, they probably can use stuff like Indeed and some other companies, some other websites to search for jobs. But I'm speaking specifically to Jamaica because I'm in Jamaica, and I guess most persons who are tuning in are also in Jamaica. So yeah. And then outside resume, I had something that I got from Core one time. Like for young professionals, like most of us don't have that much experience. Most of us would not have worked before. So we don't have that much experience, probably just internship or what we did while in university. So your resume don't need to be 3 pages, or it don't even need to be two. Try and limit your resume to 1 page. It's not like you're applying for a managerial role and you need to send them a CV with everything we do so far in a life. You're just 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No, you don't have that much experience with I put on a 3 page resume. So always try to limit your resume to 1 page. And also, a next thing that you do when you're applying for a job, always, what the word, tailor your resume. Tailor your resume to apply for the job. Don't use the same resume that you apply for let's see what kind of example we can. This might be weird, but there is the same resume that I used to apply for a finance job, for a medical job. I know that these are two different extremes, but you get what I'm saying. Different roles requires different skills, and so what might work for one job might not work for the next. So always tailor your resume to fit the job or the job description that you're applying for. I feel like that's a downfall for a lot of people because okay, this is my resume. You have it set out already, but when you see a job, you just send it and you do tailor it to the particular job that you're applying for. So tailor it, different jobs require different skills. So when you tailor it, it helps the employers to I guess better match your skills with the post that they are looking for. And I know some companies they use what is called a ATS, like I think it's called application tracking system. So they'll put your resume in something like that, and then they'll search to see if you match the skill set that they are looking for. So that's one thing. Getting your resume in order because that's the first thing that employers will see. I don't even want to go to cover letter because I feel like they're outdated and a lot of companies don't really use cover letter again, or they don't ask for it. It's not really necessary, but tailor your resume to the particular job so that when the companies are searching, you can land. They can pick up on your resume, so at least you can be shortlisted for an interview. Like personally, I don't know if my downfall was in interviews, but I felt like I got a lot of job opportunities for interviews with companies where people would want to work with. Well, me would want to work like Digicel, VM, NCB, where else? JPS. Like I feel like I got opportunities to interview with so many companies, and like I never turned down any opportunity because I felt like it was always a learning experience for me. So interviews, I don't know if people know, but I'm shy. So me doing this live too is kind of out of my comfort zone. Me doing YouTube is out of my comfort zone. But I feel like when you try to do more interviews, it's like yeah, but you know what to expect in our next interview. So you can build your interviewing skills. So that's definitely something that you guys can work on. So don't turn down any opportunity. You know, you might say, all right, I don't really want a job here. Them cut me apply for it, but I don't want it. Still do the interview. At least let them give you the offer, but at least you get the experience of interviewing with such a company or you know you're building that type of skill that you are looking for. So yeah, I had this thing from Sagicor where they had shared the resume tips. I don't know if I must read all of it, but I can. It's basically what is required for chat your resume, so you know you have your name. I feel like you don't have to put your explicit address. So if you're in Kingston, Jamaica, you're in Kingston, Jamaica. If you're in Manchester, Jamaica, you're in Manchester. If you're in New York, you're in New York. You don't need to say, okay, I live at 44C apartment, this, that, whatever, whatever. I don't feel like you need to put out all of that, but you definitely need to put a number that is accurate, a email address, a professional email address, like your first name, last name at whatever.com, or your middle name or your initial, something that is professional and not no sexy girl or no pretty girl Sam at gmail.com. None of them little type of things there. And also, I feel like what people need to include in their resume as well is like the title of the job that you're applying for. I feel like that will help you to get matched to the specific job. As I'm saying, do not lie on your resume, and let your friends know they will send you job posting if they really care. That's so true. Like, you must have people in the corner or look out for you because if you have good friends, they'll share opportunities with you. And I feel like if your friends are good and they mean you well, them now gonna say, okay, that job you look better than when me have me not gonna send you because you're gonna get a better job, you're gonna get more money for me and all of them something there a company asking for a couple letters a red flag. I don't think it's a red flag, but I feel like they're outdated and another person not using them. And Genial say hard to find science based job, and if you apply for a role that not science based that they do see your base on your degree in my opinion. Yes, let everybody know you are seeking a job. Some person are nice enough to let you know. Yes, people like me not know. I just feel like me always want to see people win, and I feel like there's so much growth and stuff for all of us out there. So not because you do this means say me can go get it or whatever. Like all of us timing in life are different. So support people, support just do good. Like there's no need to bad mind people because whatever. So if you see a job where you know your friend can benefit from, send your friend it. Like me send job to every day me send job to people if me come across it and me know say people are look for job. Like I go on Twitter and assist an employer or a CEO. Come follow some of them. A CEO post for them and look for this in a them company. I say, oh, I know somebody where could I do this. Send it to them. Like if people care about you, they'll share opportunities with you and they're not going to think, oh, she gonna do better than me or she not gonna do better than me. But yeah. So you get put in. I feel like I guess for young people because we don't have that much experience, you do have to put your experience first. You can put your education and then experience after, and also include your skills. As we said, tailor your resume to match the skills that the employer asking for. And if you don't have the skill, don't lie about it. Don't say, "Oh, you're good from Python," and then Python is a coding language. You can't code, but because the job asks you, you go put it. Don't do it. Like me did do Python in a school and we don't think would have put Python for my resume because probably I would have put Python. Probably I would have put Java. But like don't lie about these things. Because next thing you know, in the interview, them go tell you code something, or the first day I them tell you code something, and you don't know what to do. So ensure that the skills that you're putting, even though you're tailoring it match what the company is asking for, but also make sure so you know for the way you say you can do or whatever, if you get what I say. And if you had awards at UE or high school or wherever that you think is match the job that you're applying for, then you can put it. So yeah, that's what Sajik already say. Use consistent formatting, highlighting fonts and sentence structure. Oh yes, this is a very good tip. Guys, please don't send out your resumes in Word document. Like please put it in a PDF format because you might be using Microsoft 2013 and the company might be using Microsoft 2010, and when it reach their end, it just shift up the format of the document that you send. So a good way to ensure that the format remains consistent is to send your resumes in PDF format. So yeah, that's a very good tip. Um, it said be conscious of font size and white space. Your resume should not be cluttered and should be easy to read. This might be hard given a one page rule, but cut the fat. Like, you don't need to tell us that you did that, that girl in primary school, like you have degree, you probably have K. Nobody not really care about that, so you can leave that after the resume. Don't put unnecessary information. And if you have 10 work experience, you don't need to list all 10 of them. So list the three or the two that closely aligns with the job that you're applying for. So that comes with tailoring as well. Um, so what else can they say? So your name should be big and bold at the top. Put that bold that already. Check your contact information and ensure it's accurate. Because if them a call you, make sure so them can get you. Put two number for be safe. Me, never yet hear my phone a ring, so I always try to put my number and the house phone number. Somebody must stay home I can answer it. Your resume shouldn't be more than one page. We talked about that already. And they say for persons coming out of secondary school and even university, HR managers have to reach you resumes very quickly. Make it easy and quick to understand and get your point across quickly. Make your resume look professional and make sure your resume works in both black and white and colored format. Yeah, that's basically it for resume. Except for Jamaican resume, you may include personal details. I'm not think this necessary, but don't do it. Or say you may include approximate packets a day if you don't give them. But no, this is talk about data of birth, but people don't do that. Do not. Don't put them information there. And I feel like some employers will judge you if you put your age and those things on your resume, like them say, "Oh, she young, she not experience." You know what? It hurt me about some companies too. Them get my resume. Them no say I just leave university. Them no say girl not have much experience, but they still them want interview me. And then in the interview they're going to say, "Oh, Samoya, we don't think we can give you this job because you don't have the necessary experience that we're looking for." You didn't know before you shortlist me. Why bother waste both of our times? Like that's not necessary at all. So I don't know why employers do that. They need to get for them act together while we get ours together. But yeah, ensure that your resume is one page and then you have the interview. I have this from Sagitary too. But I don't know. Interview, like what I tell people is that always ensure that you remember what is on your resume. As it relates to resume, also I do resumes, but like if you did come late, you probably never get the first part of the live. Like now I'm kind of busy, but if you want me to do your resume for a cost, you can reach out to me. Don't bombard me because girl busy girl have other personal stuff that she's working on and she need to get out of the way soon. But if you want me to tailor your resume and stuff, you can reach out to me for a cost, of course, so we can discuss after that. As for interviews, no, remember, like, know the job description because they might ask you why you want the role. Ensure that you read over the job description. Usually, I think when you apply on a Caribbean job, there is they send the job description to you via email, so you'll have that to go back to. If you use the company website, probably then delete it when the deadline passed, so you can probably screenshot it or something, or usually sometimes there's a PDF so you can save it so you can go back if you get shortlisted for the interview. But ensure that you understand the role that you're applying for. Also research the company. Um, also do it's like when you're doing the interview, most time it will be like a panel discussion, so they'll copy all the persons who are going to be on the panel. One way you can do to ensure say you know feel weird is like you can look at their LinkedIn page or you can Google them and see information about them so you understand. So know about the company, know when it started, and ensure that you can talk about the job, talk about yourself, explain why you want the job, and also try to have questions to ask at the end because they're going to ask you. I know people always say if they can ask about salary, but like personally, if they don't mention salary, I wouldn't bring it up because yeah, I would bring it up because I feel like salaries questions and stuff get tricky. And you know what? As you mentioned, salary, I feel like know your worth and know what you're worth and what you're bringing to the table, and that way you can negotiate with the employer what you want to be paid. So, a next thing to do, as I'm saying, must talk to people, find out what's the typical salary for this role. Like it varies from companies to companies. Some companies pay better than others. Some companies, based on the industry, the salary will be different. Yeah, based on the company, some salaries will be different, but usually there'll be like a range, and based on your skills and what you're bringing, they'll pay you. But sometimes you can negotiate. But like in the interview, I wouldn't say ask, but if they ask you, ensure that you have an idea of what you'd want to be paid. So a good way of knowing how to answer this question is to ask people, okay, I get shortlisted for this role. What is the usually entry level salary for this job in this company? Or you can Google too. Probably you don't find it for Jamaican companies. And I don't know why they don't put the salary so that we can know if we want the job or not from before. Because the truth is, all of us have bills and whatever else to pay. So there are certain jobs that you're not going to accept because this might not be able to cover your current standard of living, or it might not be able to do what you want to do. So if your bills are around you 60, 70,000 a month, and so them are gonna pay you 60, 70,000 a month, so that's not going to work for you, because okay, my bills are gonna pay, them I gonna tax the money when me I get paid. This probably don't work. But salary, I know that salary and money is a very touchy topic, and people don't like to talk about it. I don't know why. Even if you're giving them financial advice, even though you have to be a licensed financial advisor to do that. I feel like people don't like talking about money, but this is something that should be discussed, and probably it will come up in the interview. But if not, they'll give you an offer. If you want to work with it, or if you want to negotiate, then that's you work that out with the employer. But always have a idea of what you'd want, because I know companies like Digicel on their portal, when you're applying for a job, they'll ask you what you want to be paid. So from then you should have an idea of what you want for your salary. So always ask about it, ask people. Some people are not going to tell you, okay, this is what I'm getting paid, but usually they'll share a range with you. Say, okay, for recent grads, a good starting salary is probably 120 to 150. But people out there want 200K per month. If for 200 you want, ask for 200. Though they'll say, okay, they're not gonna pay me this, or if I 200 I want at 200, they want outside. If they can't pay you, then that's fine. But if that you want, or that you want, I feel like you're not supposed to sell yourself short. I know friends who just leave school and they're getting paid pretty money. So if I had the money that you want, ask sweet. That's what I can say. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's pretty much all what I wanted to talk about. Your resume, your interview, and also I think you need to do is like keep a database of all the jobs that you have applied for, because this will help. Sometimes companies call me and say, "Oh, we're still calling you for," like, remember I'm applying for this job from when April? Is April? Probably when I left my other job and I was waiting, I still applying for job. And I remember I said, okay, I never want to work at this company for a different reason. And I remember, okay, all right, I have a job now, I need a job. So I remember I reached out to somebody who works with the company, like they have a very significant role in the company. Like they one of them top people there. I'm gonna say, all right, I'm tell you something, I don't want to work at a company here, but I'm not work now. I see a role that I think I might be interested in, and I would want to apply for it. So I say, all right, I sent him my updated resume, and I also applied for the job using the company's website. And whenever I hear nothing about it, him say, I'm going to send my resume to some of my friend them at other companies based on roles that I was looking for and whatever. And I still did what I had to do by applying for the job on the company's website, right? So him say, me did completely forget about it, because me apply and me never hear nothing. Couple weeks ago, probably like 2 weeks ago, me see them a call me. And me say, me not even did remember about this. Like, okay, I applied for this job from no one about 6 months after Una called me. And then I told him, and he was like, them never serious because them never want the role to fill. And tell them, say, this one, that, and whatever, and them never call me, them just a call. So I'm just thinking, okay, I wonder if they got somebody before and the person never stayed and they're looking for a replacement. Like, I mean, I know everything, but at that time, honestly, couldn't bother to do the interview. Like, I usually would have tried still the interviews, even though I have a job now, just for experience, as I said. But I just tell them I'm not interested again. And I was like asking if I could share. I remember I know two people who could do well with that role, and I asked them if I could if somebody else could take my space. And they're like, no, because we shortlisted the persons already, but they can check our website to apply for other opportunities. So I said, okay, listen, the salary talk is something we need to hear more about. Yeah, a lot of people don't talk about salary. I don't know why. As me say, it's tricky But know what you're worth. I feel like most entry level jobs though will pay like a roughly 120 to 125 per month before tax. But as we said, there are other companies and it varies because some companies pay well and better than others and have more benefits. So it depends on the company that you're also trying to get the job with and the industry. Some I feel like techie stuff probably paying more money and those roles, but like just have an idea of what you want. People out there are being paid well, so also ask what you want. What Aston say, for real, many of us don't negotiate, so we end up just taking whatever because we are so grateful for a job. That's like it's so true. Sometimes say that my mother did tell me, desperation sometimes desperate because we're so desperate we just take up anything and because we see the job we just say okay we are gonna work with it. It's so true, but like there's so much more out there like I remember my friend, we see this tweet and my friend say, okay, after like they're asking what's a good starting salary for people, and he was like 200K after 200K right out of university, health, life, and traveling, and lunch, and all of them, something there. And they say, that not bad, that could have worked for people who are start out life because that's good money, but enough companies not gonna pay young professional that. While you have companies who will pay people because people ask for that and they will pay them it. So you just have to talk and ask what you want. Fellow workers, be comfortable talking about much you make it doesn't the exact figure but give an range. Yeah, so ask people who you think might be in the company that you got shortlisted for or people who are working in a post that you're working. Ask them what's the industry salary like for this role or what's the entry level salary for this company. Based on what they give you, you can give a range if the company should ask you or if you need to fill it out on an application or stuff. I usually do that like, okay, let me get an interview for VM. I know somebody work at VM. Even some have interview for the role here. What's the usual starting salary like for this role? Or yeah, I usually do that. Or me say I need some tips of an interview. Like, girl, the one thing me learn from you is me not afraid to ask for help. Like, if anything else I didn't learn at you, I'm not afraid to ask for help anymore because remember when me a struggle and girl can't get you, ask Aston. Listen, Aston, we're gonna meet this time for study and for go through question come in and no and me not fail because me not stay here more than how long me want to stay. So definitely ask people for help, ask reach out to people. Like I feel like people should just be kind. It doesn't take anything. I know people always ask me for tips and stuff and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I decided to do this live. Like I was going to do a video but like as we say it I gotta take time for edit. So I'm just say I just want to just do the live and then and just talk. It will always be there. People can always look back at it and refer to it. But ask people for help. People will be willing to help if they're good to you. Not everybody is kind, but I feel like people should be kind. But yeah, that's beside the point. But I don't know if anybody on the live have any question that they'd want to ask me or you know stuff. Yeah. What are some good questions to ask at the end of the interview? So yeah, various questions that you can ask. I feel like I usually ask the panel like what's like probably how would you define success for this role, or I would ask what's a day to day like in your job so they can explain to me what they did for their job. Um Probably I can ask them if you know that they're not big on it. Say for instance you're a person who love volunteerism but you don't see this company talking about anything that they're doing on corporate social responsibility. You can ask them about it, say, what do you guys do for corporate social responsibility? And I feel like if you do an interview with NCB, probably that's not a good question to ask because everybody know NCB Foundation and know say them always giving back. Them give scholarship every year and them do this. So probably that's not a good question to ask NCB. But if you are big on volunteering and you're going in a company and you still want to give back, I feel like that's definitely a good question that you can ask. But you can also Google and see questions that you can ask at the end of the interview. It varies. What is the climate of the what is the climate? So persons are giving suggestion in the chat so you guys can look out for those who are asking What is the climate of the work environment is also a good question. And generally, people say to ask about the culture. Yeah, you can ask about the culture and see if it will fit in based on your personality. Because some, I feel like even Jamaican companies, they are still so traditional. Like certain things, them are gonna tell you, say, can't work in this company, I can't work in that. And probably if it goes against what you believe in or what you'd want to do, probably you don't want to work for that company. So those are also things that you can factor in. You're, if you are thinking of entering a career that requires to pursue professional or you ask study leave. Yes. Oh gosh. All right. No, that would have done me well. But seriously, ask about these things and ask if they help you with like to fund studies. So like I did actuarial science, and to become an actor I need to do a series of exams, which I'm not going to do. But beside that, you have companies in Jamaica who look for actuaries. So Sagicor, Guardian Life, ECLA, those are some companies that use persons who have my degree or are also pursuing the accreditation. So a good thing to ask them is if you can get study leave, and also probably if they'll help you fund your studies well. Because you know, say some exam here do not they're not cheap. So if you can get help while working, that's a plus. But also remember that some companies, just like with a scholarship, if you get a scholarship, they have terms and conditions. If they're going to give you their money, they probably want back something in return. So if a company is going to help you to fund your studies or further studies that you'd want to do, probably they're going to have a bonding period, or say you have to do this to give back to the company or whatever. So those are also things that you have to consider. Are there opportunities for growth within the company? Is another question. Yes. So see, I'm not here alone. I have my people giving me support and putting stuff in the chat. Guys, you can also subscribe to Sincerely Mrs. Louis Prince. That's my teacher from high school. You know, she's here cheering me on. She just started her channel. So you guys can check her out and subscribe to her channel as well. Yes. I don't know if anybody else has any question, but yeah, you can ask. Ask for help is yes. It's either yes or no. Right, mother. It's either yes or no. It's like people, it's either them are gonna say yeah, but if you're not asking, you're not gonna know what the answer. So just ask. If them say no or no, what you're gonna do, you can't fight them. You cannot fight them. Yes, the bonding period. Yeah, some companies will tell you say you have to stay for probably a year if they pay for this, or 2 years, or you have to give them back the money with them just pay for your exam. So you can consider that. But if you can afford to pay for your exam yourself, you can do it. So when you're ready for cut, you can do that. Like guys, if you want to leave a job, I'm a living testing. And I feel like I see a video the other day say young people are not staying in jobs anymore. But like I feel like with us, with this generation, we're different and we know what we want or what we believe in. So when you realize that something is probably not working out, you're not going to sit and say you're going to tie yourself down in this. Because I remember when I was leaving my other job, they say, okay, this is not going to look good on your resume. And then the interview for the job that I currently have, they're saying, oh, this is a bold move. Not many person do this. So while one party is telling the other thing, another person will say something different. So you have to know what works for you. I know changing job often might not be a good thing on your resume, but me just did a status, I guess it wasn't a great impact for me personally. When should you negotiate for a raise? Tingling. Hi, Tingling. Guys, Tingling is one of my schoolmates from UWE. When to negotiate for a raise, I feel like if you're working for the company for a good amount of time, even a year, I feel like if you realize where you have contributed so much to this company, you see where you help them to probably cut costs or to gain more customers or something, probably that's a good time you can ask. You point out to them, say these are the stuff that I achieved while working in this post, and probably that's a good time to also ask them for a raise. And probably if you are pursuing higher studies that can contribute to the role that you're in, then that's also something that you can show. Because the truth is, if you are working as a let's see which example I can give. Probably if you're working as a secretary and you do some actuarial exam, probably there'll be no correlation between those two. So A secretarial job doesn't require you to have all of those fancy accreditation or those knowledge of those mathematical knowledge. So you doing that probably might not be a good look to ask for a raise for the company. So most time a company will give you a raise if you do professional study if it's in line with your current role. So make sure say it makes sense. I'm asking for a raise should be at the end of your first year, at the end of the financial year of the company. If not a raise, additional benefits. Yes, that's yeah. So if not a raise, ask for additional benefits. So probably you're working there and they're not giving you health insurance. Probably you can negotiate for that, or then probably not contributing to your pension fund. Probably you can ask for that something. I don't know. Yeah. A lot of companies have work from home arrangement, but we work from overseas. That's a good question to ask as well. Well, us, a lot of companies have work from home, but we can work from overseas. That's a good question. Oh, I guess because we're in a pandemic, because some companies are hybrid now, so sometimes they can work from home, sometimes they have to go in the office. Some companies are fully work from home, so I guess it doesn't matter where you're working from. So I guess that's also a good question to ask. So if you want travel and live your life while still earning, you can probably ask them what are the arrangements if you can travel while working and stuff like that. But I mean, if we are remote, we are remote. So it no matter where I work from. If I produce the job, no should wrong. Once I don't need to be in the office, then that should be fine. So yeah, if not a raise additional benefits. But yeah, I don't know if anybody have any more questions, or if anybody who is online have any more tips that they can give so other persons who are joining can benefit from. But I guess if we don't have any more questions, then probably we can end the live soon. But I really thank you guys for coming. For the 17 persons that are currently online now. At one point, I see we're going to 21. Like, I'm grateful. I never know so people will actually show up. But to my people who have been supporting me, thank you guys so much. Tell your friends to subscribe, like the video, share it. I know other persons probably can benefit from this. So, yeah, this was me taking a leap of faith, doing a live video, which I've never done before. As we say in the earlier part, like I'm currently using my laptop. I wanted to use my phone, but apparently you have to have a certain amount of subscribers or stuff to use your phone. So I make my laptop work. The camera probably not look that bad. I have my little ring light now. I help me give me little lighting. So look so bad, but I feel like the phone would have bring up the quality somewhere. But this works and I'm grateful. So yeah. You were great. Thank you guys so much. Seems as if nobody else have any more questions. Proud of you, Samoya. Thank you, everybody, to my family, my friends from UE, and all the other persons who join. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can subscribe now. Like the video, comment, and yeah. Thank you, Kimon. Thank you to my family, my aunts, my mother. Quality as say one goods. Listen, get people. Aston is a boost now. Aston is my friend from UE, and I'm grateful for people like Aston and Tingling because enough time me did a struggle while at UE. Not gonna lie, struggle. So I can't do this alone, and people like them help me during my time and ensure that all of us finish. So I'm really grateful for people who constantly support you. And if enough time I say Aston, we need help, and him always ensure because Aston is smart people. Say me I load him up, but say me I struggle, this not gonna work. Aston you have to get help me out. I go church one Aston, them is Aston after church, me I come over you if you help me. And listen, we all did what we had to do. So it's good to have good people cheering you on, asking for help, asking for support. And all of us can get through this because Marcy, all of we win, all of we make enough money and live our best life. Because so best life I feel live. So yeah, thinking to Aston is the real OG. But yeah, end the live and don't scandal me. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Share the video, as I said before, like, comment, and send it to people who you think might benefit from this video. And if you want more video like this, you can comment. So when girl free again, girl can make some more video like this for you guys. So yeah. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use Facebook, but me do this sometime. Follow Eddie Sparks on Instagram as well. And yeah, be safe, take care. Now I go angle my other business them now. So yeah, bye guys. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next time. Bye Janelle. Adios.